Alright, welcome once again, TCG people, and today we're going to do a playtest between two decks that I've been playtesting for quite a while. Sort of the top decks in Japan right now, and certain to make a big impact on the new Black-White On metagame come August or September, whenever we start having tournaments. Today we have something a little bit different, in a different location, and we have a lovely Jasmine playmat, which isn't actually a playmat, it's just 4 sheets of paper printed off and taped together. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm probably going to actually send this off to have it made. I've got one place in mind that I think can get that done for a reasonable price, so we'll see about doing that, because this is gorgeous. Anyway, so I guess we'll go over quickly what two of these decks are. If you've been keeping up with anything, you probably know what sort of the general build of it is. The near deck here, which is my preferred one, I'm probably going to be running this early Black-White era, is Garchomp Altaria, Chomptaria, or I refer to mine as AtlurChomp because of Atler meaning, I'm actually not sure what it means, but I refer to it as AtlurChomp because it's like great Garchomp, something like that anyway, like AtlurCabutariamon, Mega Kabutariamon. So anyway, what this deck does, Garchomp has really cheap attacks when fighting for 60 and drops a special energy on the opponent, or WF for 100 and discard top 2 cards of your deck. So that's just a lot of raw damage, and Altaria pretty much acts as a permanent double plus power while it's on your bench for your dragon types. So just pretty straightforward, just dishes out the hits really fast. Absolutely the lifeblood of the deck, which hopefully we'll get to see in action, is the middle stage, Gabite. It's one time where you probably don't actually want to run max candy. That Gabite is absolutely awesome. So, and we'll hopefully we'll get to see him in action. And the other deck that won Battle Carnival, I think, in Japan, sort of the successor to the Kling Klang deck. It is Darkrai Hydreigon. These are proxies, if you couldn't tell. But hopefully with Darkrai on the tins, it'll become a more affordable deck. This Hydreigon here, pretty much the same thing as Kling Klang, except it moves dark energies. And same deal with Max Potion to heal your Darkrai, move the dark energies off. Darkrai gives stuff free retreat. Just a little bit more of a focused build as opposed to the more potpourri style Kling Klang deck. But works pretty well when you get it going. And these decks are mostly Dragons Exalted, or Black-White through Dragons Exalted, with the one exception. I do have one Black-White 6 Freeze Bolt or Cold Flare card in here, and that is Miss Skyla. Probably my favorite card in this set. And yes, this is a full art print. No, it is not a real full art print. I made this, cobbled it together out of a blank that I pulled out from Full Art In, and I think it looks pretty good. If you don't know what it does, it searches your deck for any trainer card that is any item, support, or stadium. I've pretty much confirmed that translation myself based on the wording that it uses. So it's pretty nice, especially with some of the new items that are coming out in Black-White 6. I guess we won't go too much into that, but hopefully that we get a real full art Skyla. I'm really hoping for that. There's going to be a full art Cheren, full art Bianca, so still hoping maybe there will be a full art Skyla at some point in the future. But as it is, just because it's Skyla, I'm probably going to be running 2 to 3, at least initially in my initial builds of any future deck. Searches out Candy, searches out Catcher. I feel like it sort of replaces Junk Arm. In the sense that it gives you access to your item cards, but it's not, breaking, as game breaking as Junk Arm, where you get to recycle your item cards. You still have to play smart, conserve your resources, good stuff like that. So I like it as a sort of a balance between that. Or you can just use it to get a supporter if you happen to need more cards for that, if you need to grab a Juniper and get yourself out of a hand. Especially if it's early game where you don't care if the opponent ends you, you just like a hand refresh. So anyway, we're going to get started here. Garchomp versus Hydreigon. I've tested this matchup quite a bit. It's pretty even. It's pretty fun. So I like the way metagame's heading. And near deck always calls tails because I always call tails. I guess the reason I always call tails is because I hope that if it's tails initially, then maybe it'll be heads for me the rest of the game. So I never use sleeves like this. I don't know if you guys can tell. These are like hologram sleeves. I don't know where I picked these up. They're like falling apart. So I guess they're okay for playtesting, but otherwise, they're absolute trash. Anyway, so Garchomp gets to go first. Let's see what Garchomp's got. And Garchomp has a Gibble and a Gabite. Not the best opening, but definitely something that's okay. I do run 2 of the new Emolga in that deck, but I have some issues with it. But I guess we won't get to discuss those this game. I'm gonna probably be doing one from this angle and one from more of the side angle, the more traditional angle. Let me know. I'll post both, and you guys can let me know which one you like better. I am at a different location than I normally am, not at my apartment, so let me know what you guys think which one you think is better. Anyway, so we're gonna get a Darkrai start over here, and a Gible start here, and let's get things rolling. And I opted to not have no designated prize area here. You can see there's you probably can't read this. It says Lost Zone Deck Discard Pile. And of course the bench spot's in the active position, sort of in a little nice faded thing here. But I opted to not do anything with prizes because every time I tried it, it either didn't take up enough, or it took up too much room, or it obscured her beautiful face, and I couldn't have that. So anyway, so let's get things started. Pokemon fight all set, ready, go! And draw into a Gible, or excuse me, a Bite. And let's see, it's got a Juniper and a Cheren. And hopefully also you guys will be able to see most of this. I know when I lean over to discard something over here, it's going to obscure stuff, but hopefully my head's like here in the bottom corner of the area here. So we'll try to avoid doing too much with that. So we're in a Cheren. I've been testing Cheren versus Bianca with wild cards, taking and recording, actually, that's what this is. This is right here, and you can see, maybe able to see Cheren has a lot of tally marks there. Bianca does not. Cheren has like 21. Bianca has maybe 10. So Cheren, the majority of the time, gets me more cards. So I've decided I like Cheren better, especially with one of the item cards that's coming out in Black White 6. That in my mind kind of makes Bianca obsolete, but we'll see. So decent draws there. Okay, so we'll Sand Attack on Gible, just like, what is that one? Fossil Sandshrew, except it doesn't do any damage. Just gives the opponent a bit of uncertainty, kind of stalls for a little bit, which is nice. So Darkrai gets another Darkrai. Let's see, we got some Dark Patch, we got some Ultra Ball. Okay, we can go with this. So we'll Ultra Ball, drop 2 Dark Energies. Always a good thing. And let's get out the Deino. I'm finding that the dark type Deino, and just that entire line, obviously it's rooted around the dragon type Hydreigon here. But I do actually run, if I can find it, I just had it. I do actually run one of this, the Noble Victories one. Obviously you gotta have that the Dragons Exalted Hydreigon out there to move the energies around. But it does provide for a nice little matchup advantage versus Garchomp that hopefully I'll be able to get into momentarily. Okay, I mentioned it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and Dark Patch that onto this guy, and I'll end since I'm down to 1 card. And that deck didn't get to do much, which can be an indicator of a dead hand, but it did have 2 Gabite. And it did just play a Cheren, so cutting down the opponent's hand size, I guess, is fine too. I guess that's pretty fine. Anyway, shuffle in, and yeah, In's I believe currently still the only shuffle draw supporter that we've got hanging out. So not 7. This was the bottommost one. There we go. It's the bad thing about when I do, because I'm not consistent with how I do this. Sometimes I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and sometimes I just set out 2 piles of 3. Anyway, let's see what Darkrai gets. Gets the nice full art Skyla. Good stuff. And we do get, oh, and look at that, we get a Hydreigon. So next turn I'll be able to Skyla for a rare candy into Hydreigon. Still haven't attached for the turn, so we'll do that and pass. So that's a pretty productive turn. As you can see, no turn 1 Night Spear, crazy speed shenanigans. Format's going to be a little bit slower. I'm sure, eventually stuff will pop up and it'll speed up again, but at least initially, hopefully it'll be a little bit on the slower side. Of course, we won't have Skyla for candy right away, but we will in September or whenever the next set comes out. So Let's see what this deck got. Double Juniper never good, but or I guess it can be okay. But we do get it in to alleviate that Juniper problem, and also double Garchomp kind of makes me yeek. Let's see, but we do get level balls, so let's get a level ball going on. And so this is one of these times. I don't know, because I just retreat around it. Let's get out a. We'll get out a Swablu, and I'll play the other one in my hand just to... Yeah, there's another one too. So get out two things with that, and then Dragon Call. What this Dragon Call Gabite does, he is absolutely the lifeblood of the deck. If you try to play the other Gabite, this deck does not work. The Gabite is what allows the deck to be super consistent in Tier 1, absolutely. You search your deck for any Dragon type, which, you know, is pretty much anything in the deck except for Swablu or Emolga, but you're not gonna. By the time Gabite's out, you're not gonna be using Emolga anyway, most likely, unless you started with it. So I could Juniper, I could in. I don't really want to trash 2 Chomp, so I'll in, which is also a good thing because that deck had a. It had an out to a turn. What was that? Yeah, that'd be a turn 2 Hydreigon. That would be vicious. So, good use of in right there. Yeah, absolutely. Skyla for Candy. Dark Pat. Yeah, wow, that would have been turn 2 Night Spear with Hydreigon out. That would have been. That would have been tough. So yeah, we're not going to get any significant offense out until about turn 3. So you know, you get some. It's kind of nice. You get some initial turns to do a little bit of setup, and. You know, actually play some stage 2s if you guys can believe it. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess the stage 2 deck did just win U.S. Nationals, but you know, when it didn't involve a Vileplume. So, all right, there's a full art Skyla for this deck. So let's see. So next turn we'll Dragon Call. Let's see. Do I have a? No, don't have anything else. I don't think we'll be able to do a perfect chain of Dragon Calls next turn. But we'll be able to do something. So that was my supporter. So, did I? No, I haven't attached yet. We'll attach the fighting of this Gibble. And that'll be that. This Gabite has a horrible attack. It's WF for 20. But you absolutely don't use it for the attack. So, alright, so we'll draw, see what we got here. Okay, so we do have a Hydreigon. And we still got a Skyla too. So, not out of the woods just yet. We'll throw down this Eviolite. And let's see. Let's see. I could Ultra Ball. What would I drop though? Probably this Hydreigon. Yeah, we'll Ultra Ball, drop a Hydreigon and a Max Potion. Those are Diamond and Pearl potions, but they're supposed to be Max Potions. For whatever reason, I think I run 4 Max Potion in here. I'm not sure what the usual amount is, but I prefer just running Max. I haven't found an occasion to not run Max. It's very handy. Sableye does recycle them, but see, another thing Skyla can search out. Max Potion. There you go. Skyla's so good. I don't know why I bothered cutting, because we will now use Skyla to ask her to go on her plane and look, bottom deck it for rare candy. Skyla for Candy, Skyla for Catcher, Skyla for Juniper. You know, I don't usually like doing it for supporters just because of the threat at end, but if you're doing it for a supporter, you know, you're probably wanting a hand refresh anyway. So in that case, playing, you know, getting end is not the worst thing in the world, unless it's late game. You've already taken a lot of prizes. So, however, we're not yet able to do stuff. So I guess we'll just go ahead and trance that over just on the off chance this deck has a Catcher and is able to kill off Hydreigon, because that's sort of the way that this deck gets to fight back against the Hydreigon. So unfortunately, not another energy to be attached with either of those 2 cards, so we'll have to pass. And okay, a Juniper. Okay, well, at least we have in. Wow, hand full of supporters, That's the best one right there, though. Absolutely. Let's see, Super Rod. There's nothing I need to Super Rod for. Yeah, I hate to refresh that hand. Yeah, I hate to refresh that hand. At the same, I'm not gonna Juniper and trash all these supporters for sure. I wonder if there's something. I guess I may as well Skyla for something. But let's Dragon Call first, and I'll see what I want to Skyla for. Let's see. I could definitely Skyla for a catcher to go ahead and nip that Hydreigon in the bud. But I don't have. If I could in and get an energy or something else. Well, no, I can't Skyline in the same turn, so let's see. Regardless, we're going to get out a Gabite with Dragon Call. As soon as this Gabite comes into play, he can immediately Dragon Call. So if I had another Gibble here, I could Dragon Call for a Gabite, Dragon Call for, you know... That's the advantage to playing 4 Gabite. I only have 3. I'm thinking about going up to 4. Only thing you can't search out with Dragon Call in this deck that's important is Swablu. That's, he's colorless, you know, he's normal flying, he's not a dragon type yet until he evolves, so, and let's see, it's gonna be useless to gust up that Hydreigon unless we can get the KO, so, let's see, I don't want that Gabite to get knocked out. Let's see. Yeah, I think the best option is going to be to just Dragon Call with this guy for a Chomp. Unfortunately, that means that I'm not going to be able to knock out the Hydreigon. I would need either a Water or an Altaria out, and I can't get both. So let's see. Go ahead and evolve him. I do usually like to keep at least one Gabite in play, just because having that Dragon Call is really, really nice. Especially like if a Garchomp gets knocked out, you can Super Rod it back in the deck, and then it's just a matter of time before Gabite Dragon Calls it right back out into play. Very nice. Like I said, I don't want to end him with a 2-card hand. I don't want a Juniper either. I just have too much good stuff in the hand. I feel like maybe waiting for that deck to play a Juniper and then I'll use N, something like that. So I guess we can just get some damage on the Darkrai. I'll be able to Dragon Call for an Altaria next turn. So let's just not cut the Darkrai. It's got Eviolite, so this is only going to deal 40. And see where this deck goes from there. Alright, draw. Draw's the top deck's of Dark Energy, just what it needed. That's not really enough that I want to kill it off. Let's see, Night Sphere could be used with Catcher. Go ahead, yeah, you'll go ahead and kill that Gabite. So Catcher up the Gabite. And we'll kill it off and do 30 to... So that doesn't have an opportunity to use, what's it called? Claw. Dark Claw. So, gets rid of that Gabite, and that's a big help for Darkrai's cause. Alright, Fighting Energy, not really what I needed. Let's see, but that's still alive. That's a tough spot. See, I'd like to get the Hydreigon killed. Unfortunately, I think this is one of these bad times where it's like, I love you, Skyla, but like, you're not, I do need more than one card, unfortunately. Let's see, super, I kind of want to shuffle in a thing that, okay, at this point I guess we can end. Yeah, that's probably more important than Skylining. I guess I won't Super Rod just yet. I always leave one card on the bottom. Probably because I'm trying to grip it off a sheet of paper instead of a real mat. But anyway, as much as I hate to bump him from a 2-card hand to a 5-card hand, I gotta get something going on. I just lost my Gabite, and I don't have my chain out right now, so. God, these sleeves are terrible. Did I cut that deck? Whatever. And draw the 5 here. Let's see what we got. Okay, got a Swablu. I got a Rescue Scarf, got a Level Ball, so some decent stuff. scuff the mat. Bad Cooper. Bad Cooper. Let's see. So we got a level ball. We got an energy retrieval. I still can't Dragon Blade though. Still can't Dragon Blade. We'll slip a Rescue Scarf on here. That's the that one came from Megabyte. It's good. Rescue Scarf. It's the same thing as Rescue Energy pretty much. So it's the same exact same effect. It's just a tool. Let's level ball since I drew one of those. This will all by sending this guy to Altaria. It'll allow me to save him a turn of being deaded from Night Spear, and it'll also buff the damage of Mach Cut and try to get Darkrai down in the next couple turns. Although I know that's probably not going to happen. Well, I did just end him though. I don't know what's in that hand currently. That's definitely a Juniperable hand, but I just end. So we'll Mach Cut, and that'll do 60 damage with the Altaria and Eviolite canceling out. What is squeaking? Squeaky squeaky. Alright, so Darkrai goes. Gets a Juniper and still some horrifying things in this hand. I got a Catcher. Got a Deino, so we'll drop that Deino. It is definitely advantageous to set up 2 Hydreigon. You don't need to, but sort of like how, well, I got one Kling set up, I may as well set up another one, because what if it gets KO'd somehow? Although, I will say that Hydreigon is definitely easier to KO than Kling, just because, hey, Garchomp's here. He's super effective to Hydreigon. Let's see, do we have any Dark Energy that we can Dark Patch? Yes, we do. So we'll Dark Patch one of those. There's the Dark Patch. And we'll attach one from here. And yeah, why not? We'll go ahead and catch her up. Catch her up, then Altaria, and try to get the damage buffing down as quick as possible. And I'll go ahead and Juniper since I've just got one Hydreigon in the hand. Go ahead and get some more stuff. I think this deck does run a few Super Rods, so it can get that back if need be. Another Dark Patch, but no need for that right now. Let's see. Because this guy's already sort of damaged, I'm going to pull him back. And we'll put up this guy and Dark Trance over a Dark, so he's got enough to attack. Can't Cheren. Yeah, I think I only have one Zweilous, and it is the Dark type one. 90 HP Dark with no Dragon weakness is definitely harder for Garchomp to KO. So, and it's not really that. It doesn't really matter with Terrakion with having 90 HP. So there's real. I mean, the Dragon type Zweilous. I think it's for one colorless. He absorbs 2 Dark Energies in the discard pile, but by the time you do that, you're probably gonna get immediately KO'd. So it's just kind of a waste of time, I think, and it's just better to have him. The Dark type Zweilous from Noble Victories. I think he's a little bit better for that purpose. Did we already? I don't know if we attached or not. But anyway, we're in Night Sphere of the Altaria, and it's going to be another prize for there. So Darkrai's being fierce right now. Losing that bite hurt big time. So let's see what we can draw here. Try to turn it around. Another Juniper, but I absolutely have to Juniper, so we'll do that. Okay, we got a Gibble, we got a Skyla, throw in that Gibble. We got an N that we can use. Okay, there we go. There's my, there's that. At this point, 2 Mach Cuts is not going to cut it, but 2 Dragon Blades will. So, I know a lot of people don't think too much about Dragon Blade, but I definitely have found the extra damage is very well worth it. Just dishing out 100, especially late game when you... It's sort of risky to have Altarias out because they're catcher bait. So there's 100 pop on Darkrai, and now both of them kind of need to get healed. And you know what? There to bring Darkrai a max potion is Skyla. Max potion. Got an airdrop coming in, and it's relief. Alright, so who's more damaged, actually? They're both equally damaged, actually. So we'll Dark Cloak Retreat him. We will Dark Trance his energy over to Deino. We will Max Potion him. And then we will Dark Trance some more stuff around. That way we get the one with Eviolite active. So we definitely don't want to lose him. And let's see. May as well start getting some damage on that guy. We also still have a Hydreigon that we could have got a candy out with, but definitely that was a good use of Skyla. Prevented a Darkrai from going down. And I could have actually KO'd the Garchomp here with Hydreigon, but I'll not do that. We'll just Night Spear. It's going to take a prize off this blue. And there we go. And Garchomp is reeling right now. Garchomp can come back, but I feel like at this point with double Darkrai and the potential for a Hydreigon immediately to come back, it's a little bit too late. Let's see if we can Skyla for candy. Let's do that. Skyla for candy, and we'll play that. At least we're going to use copious amounts of Skyla with awesome stuff. So that should make for good times, good video. So we'll candy into that Chomp. I guess we'll go ahead and put the Blend on there. It's a Prism energy, but it's supposed to be Blend. Because I didn't feel like printing off Blend proxies yet. Although I did print off Blend proxies for that deck. So I guess because that deck actually has basic attackers, whereas this one doesn't. So we're going to see another Dragon Blade, I guess. Yeah, it's going to have to be. It's only going to do 80, but, ooh, drop the candy and a catcher, but I think we already have a catcher, right? No, actually we don't. Anyway, so with Eviolite, that's only going to deal 80. So not enough for a 2-hit KO. But, unless we pull a Tool Scrapper. We could pull a Tool Scrapper. Let's see. This Chomp has not enough for 30 to kill it. But maybe I still want to do that anyway. Well, no, because Hydreigon exists. So, okay. I don't know why didn't I evolve you last turn? God, that was dumb. Guess I just didn't see it. Anyway, we'll start. We'll go ahead and get more Dark Energies in play, I suppose. And yeah, Night Spear is going to knock this guy out. Due to Rescue Scarf, just like Rescue Energy, he'll return to the hand, but any energy and items attached will still get discarded. And we've just got one Chomp left to face the world, so we're down to Gibble. And I hate to end that hand away, but it's a pretty decent hand. I mean, it's not the best, but at this point we're down 6-2, so we gotta do something. And that's yeah, it's a pretty sizable hand. That's definitely a hand size I would love to end down to 2. The real danger here with Darkrai only having 2 prizes left, it's really risky to put out Altarias because, you know, capture kill, and, you know, if you've got 2 Altaria out, which, you know, is, you know, something that, I don't know why I did that. That would be the third one. Which is, you know, something that this deck likes to do, is have lots of Altaria. You know, those, I mean, they're only catcher kill for 1 prize, but, you know, when you've got not too many prizes left, they really become a liability, and that's, toward the end of the game, is really when Dragon Blade starts to show its worth, I think. When Mach Cut is just, it's not doing enough damage, you don't have Altarias that you can depend on backing you up. Even though Junk Arm isn't around anymore, it's, you know, it's still, the people are still going to run 3-4 copies of it, so, anyway. 3-4 copies of Catcher. Let me rephrase that. See, like here, I could try to pull out an Altaria, but there's only 2 prizes left, and, you know, and especially with that Hydreigon, it's able to one-shot pretty much any non-EX. I'm trying to think if there's anything with 150 HP that's still going to be played that's not weak to Dragon. I can't think of anything at the moment. So yeah, no, we attached that last turn, so I'll attach that. That was off the end. I can level ball though. Level ball. Well, I believe we shuffled in a Gigabyte. Yes, we did. Shuffled in a Gigabyte. And I could Dragon Call, but there's no reason to Dragon Call for a Gibble that's just gonna get, you know, killed. at this point anyway. The match is pretty much over, but we'll at this point well, there's not really much of a difference at this point between Mach cutting twice and Dragon Blading twice. So I guess we'll just Mach cut. We'll do 40. She'll bring it up to 120, and let us finish it off with the 80 damage next turn. Okay, draw, get a Cheren. So we'll do that. 1, 2, and 3. And there's a Deino. Let's see, the Darkrai's are pretty damaged right now. I didn't throw down that Psychic Energy last turn like I kind of wanted to. If I'd done that, I don't know, whatever. This game's kind of the bag anyway. Let's see, that Darkrai has 100 on it. Let's free retreat him, and we'll Dark Trance this up here, and I'll throw the Dark Claw down because a Dark Claw for 110 and then a Bench Knight for 30 will be enough to kill a Garchomp. So I don't think we attached it, so we'll attach that. Doesn't really matter at this point, so we'll do that. Not quite that much. 110 and 30 there, and just a matter of time now. So we can, well, we are able to catch her up when we want to catch her up. I guess it doesn't matter a whole heck of a lot at this point. You know, there's not really any point catching up. It's two Darkrai's. One way or the other, Darkrai's are gonna get the better of us. So which won't even do that. We will get to knock one of them out though. For 2 prizes, would they have helped? Probably not. That was, I would have had to discard 2 Garchomps off Dragon Blade. And now this Darkrai, however, is going to be able to come up. It's got enough energy. And we'll catch her up this thing, and because the extra damage on Garchomp, Night Spear will kill that, and it'll kill that. So that's it for this game. This is actually my 3rd take, and I think Darkrai's won all 3 takes. The first, this deck just dead drew, and the second take I ran out of memory on the SD card. So anyway, Darkrai's been doing pretty good, but in general it's about 50-50. I've been taking notes on the games, and I do usually find that Hydreigon usually wins a little bit closer, which kind of makes sense since it's a little bit slower of a deck. It doesn't have the built-in search in the form of a bite. So, but definitely I recommend these decks if you're trying to get into the next format. Although there's definitely going to be some good options for not Tier 1 stuff. Definitely looking forward to Dusk Noir. That should be a good one. Some interesting stuff you can do with him. And yeah, hopefully we just get a lot of more good variety stuff. But these two, I'd say definitely are initially going to be the top 2 decks in contention, and I do like that they're pretty evenly matched against each other, and pretty fun to play against each other. So like it a lot. I haven't gotten to do any mirror. I'm not sure how the mirror would be, but as far as against each other, it's pretty fun. So thanks for watching, and I guess we'll do another one of these we'll have a forum on the side. You guys can let me know which one you like better. Thanks for watching. Later days.